10 winds AccuWeather now. Tonight, mostly clear with patches of fog developing, especially north and west of here. We'll get to a low of 62. And then tomorrow, another nice day with bright sunshine up to a high around 80. Ditto on Friday. Wednesday News Time 526, and now Bloomberg Money Watch. And here is Andrew O'Day.
TV commercials for a migraine medicine featuring tennis legend Serena Williams make misleading claims. That's according to the FDA, which has sent a warning letter to drug maker AbbVie. The ads for Ubelvi say that all patients who take the drug can expect their migraine pain to be eliminated after a single dose, and that one dose works quickly against migraines. The FDA says none of those claims have been demonstrated in clinical trials. Last night's Trump-Harris debate is having more than a campaign impact. It also had Wall Street impact. Stocks associated with green energy rose on speculation Democrats may keep the White House. Stock in Trump media fell as much as 14%. A hotter-than-forecast measure of August core inflation prompted Wall Street to walk back its bet on a big interest rate cut from the Fed this month. And initially that meant a Wall Street sell-off, but the market turned around. Dow jumped 125, NASDAQ rallied 370, S&P up 59. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Andrew O'Day for 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
And we're back in a moment. Wins News Time 527.
Hey parents, Instacart here. And this season, we've got your back to school. As in, we've got your back when your kid derails your grocery trip the weekend before school starts because they have nothing to wear and hate everything in their closet. And ankle socks aren't cool anymore, Mom. But it's all good because through Instacart, you can order all the groceries and school lunch stuff you need from the comfort of home. Download the app to get delivered 30 minutes and a $0 delivery fee on your first orders while supplies last. Minimum $10 per order. Additional supply.
You deserve sunglasses that can keep up with your active lifestyle. Whether you're on the water, hitting the trails, or soaking up the sun, Shaded Precision Eyewear provides superior protection and clarity. Life's too short to compromise on quality. Visit SeeBetterPlayBetter.com.
Hey, fantasy football owners, anybody can tell you what a good fantasy quarterback looks like, but it's the receivers that make or break your team. I'm Matt Harmon from Reception Perception. Join me and James Coe as we take a deep dive into the position that matters most, wide receivers. From the route trees to who plays better in man or zone, we provide the insights you need to draft the best wide receivers. As you prep for your draft, let us give you the coverage you need. Follow and listen to Reception Perception on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Want to get even closer to your favorite NFL team and players? With the NFL Extra Points Visa credit card, you can earn points and redeem for exclusive experiences like pregame sideline passes, player meet and greets, and even Super Bowl tickets. Learn more at NFLExtraPoints.com and live your rewards. Subject to credit approval, NFL Extra Points Visa credit card accounts are issued by Comenity Capital Bank pursuant to a license from Visa USA Incorporated. Visa is a registered trademark of Visa International Service Association and used under license.
Tropical Smoothie Cafe here with your daily reminder to get on Tropic Time. Take 10. Sip a refreshing smoothie and manifest the Your Cabana side. Slade hot yoga, treat yourself. Crushed back-to-back meetings, get that me time. Adulted a little extra today, you deserve a vacay. You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. And right now, enjoy our new Bahama Mama Bowl, inspired by our fan-fave smoothie flavor. Or try our new Peanut Butter Protein Crunch Bowl with 32 grams of protein.
4 words to describe this weather we're getting. Glorious. Tell you what, tonight mostly clear is the word with patches of fog developing, especially north and west. We'll get to a low of 62 in Midtown. Mid to upper 50s is what they're calling in most of the suburbs. And then tomorrow, another nice day with bright sunshine, a high about 80 degrees. Tomorrow night, mainly clear, some good sleeping weather again. 65 for a low in town. Still getting down into the 50s, though, out in the suburbs. And then Friday, mostly sunny, pleasantly warm, a high not far from 80, high of 82 degrees on Saturday. Sunday and Monday supposed to be nice, too. They're not talking about rain around here again until maybe Tuesday or so. So enjoy it while you can. Good afternoon. I'm Larry Mullins. When's news time? At the Tone, 5:30.
Good afternoon. I'm Lori Madden. Addressing the past. The New York City Council is expected to approve 2 bills that will set up a study of slavery in the city and then assess reparations.
The first step is figuring out what role New York City government played in slavery and slavery's overall harm and legacy in the city in the last century and a half. Sponsor, Council Member Crystal Hudson.
Although slavery is so far behind us, the long-standing impacts and legacies of slavery are still very present in modern day in New York City.
She notes redlining, housing discrimination, and healthcare issues. The next question will be what those legacies should equate to when it comes to reparations. Council member Farrah Lewis.
We never had legislation to start the process of what reparations could look like.
Mac Rosenberg, 1010 wins on 93 FM.
Wins News Time, 5:31. Time now for expanded traffic and transit. Here's Greg Rice.
Well, here is the east side of Manhattan. Southbound FDR Drive slammed, and I mean, this is not moving. It's getting worse from the RFK to 71st Street, where a crash has the right lane out, and then southbound FDR, that accident that's been there all rush hour at East 20th Street, still blocking at least one lane. The downtown-bound west side, that's going to give you a much better ride at this point. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Avoid the outbound Holland. There is a truck that is not moving in the outbound Holland. They're saying it's just broken down, but it's been a while at the outbound Holland. Now everything is closed at the outbound Holland. They threw the complete red flag up a couple of minutes ago, and the outbound Holland is going to run you at least 60 minutes once they throw the green flag. Lincoln, it's about 30 to 45 out, which is better. Inbound Lincoln's about 20 minutes. Inbound Holland run to the Newark Bay. Inbound George is fine. Cross Bronx, the worst of it out. It's a standstill from the Bruckner interchange. Northbound Deegan, we may have a crash here getting up towards 149th Street, and then more company after that to the George. Southbound Deegan sluggish from the west 230s. It's really the best you do. Now, the northbound Van Wyck before Northern Boulevard, we're getting word of a crash. The Clearview Throgsneck combination Bronxbound going to be a much better ride. Traffic is sponsored by Whole Foods Market. I'm Greg Rice, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
Fantasy freaks and geeks, what's cracking? It's your boy James Coe back with my brand new project, the Sleeper King Football Podcast. Look, I get it, okay? There's a lot of fantasy pods out there, but we're going to keep this one light, 15 to 20 minutes, 4 to 5 times a week, and man, we are going to pack it with all the info you need. Season long, weekly projections, and of course, sleepers. Follow and listen to the Sleeper King Football Podcast on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Weather 4-day forecast. Here's meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Well, it's turned into a really nice afternoon, Lori. We've been enjoying a lot of sunshine, very few clouds, and temperatures mostly in the mid to upper 70s. It's got a fairly comfortable night tonight under a mostly clear sky. A few patches of fog will likely develop, especially outside of the city. A low temperature tonight, 62 in Midtown, mid to upper 50s in most suburbs. Another nice day tomorrow with a good deal of sunshine, high temperature near 80. Mainly clear for tomorrow night. Lows will drop to 65 in the city. Still getting down into the 50s in many suburbs where there will again be some patches of fog developing into early Friday, and really just no change in the weather pattern. And Friday and the weekend, still lots of sunshine. It's going to be warming up just a little bit. High temperatures again near 80 Friday, but up to about 82 by Saturday and Sunday. But if you have outdoor activities scheduled this weekend, weather looks really good. Lots of sunshine and virtually no chance of rain, at least through Monday of next week, and probably even a little longer than that. 75 degrees right now. We have a sunny sky in Midtown. We're going down to 62 tonight. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson on New York's weather station. 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
34, the man accused of plotting to kill Donald Trump has been indicted on a long list of charges.
A Pakistani national linked to Iran indicted for attempting to commit terrorism and murder for hire in a plot to assassinate former President Trump. Asif Merchant, who was arrested in July, is in custody. The indictment says Merchant met with undercover officers posing as hitmen. Attorney General Merrick Garland saying the Justice Department will not tolerate Iran's efforts to target our country's public officials and endanger our national security. If convicted, Merchant faces a potential life sentence. Dave Packer, ABC News.
If you're thinking of buying a home in New York City, a new report spells out just how much money you'll need to make. Street Easy says the minimum income needed to afford a home is $211,000. That's 3 times higher than the national average. The citywide median asking price for a home is just over $1 million. Manhattan remains the most expensive borough. You'll need an income of $308,000 to afford home here. Wins News Time, 5:35. It's wildfire season in California.
Units kept by firefighters. 39 home cabins have been destroyed. Flames in the Mount Baldy and Wrightwood areas. What's called the Bridge Fire is now the largest active wildfire here in California. LA County Fire Chief Anthony Maroney.
Our priority remains the protection of life and structure and infrastructure defense.
Nobody has been seriously injured, and while conditions have greatly improved with lower temperatures and less wind, he says fires could still grow. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles. says.
The automaker behind some of the biggest names on the road is going heavy on electric.
Stellantis has put $406 million in 3 Detroit area plant. One plant will build a new electric version of the Aircheck, the other a large electric SUV. Third plant will make EV components. No word if this will mean any new jobs.
Gillard, 77 degrees, clear sky in York. We are going down to 2 degrees tonight, sunny day, tap tomorrow. Wednesday's time, 5:36. Coke or Pepsi? 10-10 wins. Entertainment is next.
There's 29 seconds left in the half, and Jeff needs to make a game-time decision, folks. Will he get hangry in the second half? Boo! Or get sticky wings delivered through Instacart? The crowd cheers! Let's go! He's going for it, folks. He's hitting checkout and touchdown! Will he get the extra point with delivery in as fast as 30 minutes? Yes! The crowd goes wild! Woo! $0 delivery fees on your first 3 grocery orders. Offer valid for a limited time. Other fees and terms apply.
I'm John Oran, and I have a new podcast called The Varsity. I will bring on the smartest people I know to break down the hottest topics in sports media. Available now on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
You deserve lunches that can keep up your active lifestyle. You're under, hitting the trails, or soaking up the sun provides superior protection and clarity. Life's too short to compromise on quality. Visit SeeBetterPlayer.com.
Tropical Smoothie Cafe here with your daily ride to get on traffic time. Take 10. Sip a refreshing smoothie and manifest the your cabana side. See, I got you to me. A little extra today. Traffic time at the Tropical Smoothie Cafe and right enjoy new bunch with 30 grams of
Entertainment. Pato is ready for the Pepsi Challenge. Hollywood reporters will drift Cola Wars about the Coke-Pepsi rivalry with Steven Silver. Says some keeps us 89% Rotten Tomatoes. Ano's taking a pass.
Destiny arrives all the same.
Josh Brolin, star of Marvel films.
Select First can help someone find the courage to do something.
The best things in life never change. They just $5.99. Loaded fries and 2 full-size figs, a juicy charbroil double cheeseburger, hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy ham chicken tender wrap. Choose any 2 plus fries and a drink, all only $5.99. Hardee's Original Bag, loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal for your buck. Available for limited participating restaurants.
food prices are just too high. Kamala Harris has a plan to bring costs down. She'll work to pass the first ever federal ban on price gouging on food. Donald Trump, on the other hand, he'd impose what is effectively a national sales tax, a Trump tax on food, gas, and more. It'll cost a typical family $3,900 a year. We can't afford to go back. We need a president who fights for us. That's Kamala Harris.
By Harris for president.
Business owners and others on Melrose Avenue between East 149th and East 150th Street say enough. They say drug dealers and abusers are ruining their neighborhood.
The area is known as the hub for its multiple buses and subway lines, businesses and street vendors. But open-air drug dealing and drug use is killing Sam Ali's clothing business at Melrose Avenue and East 150th Street.
And you can't talk to them like our neighbor next door, the fabric store. One time they told her they want to burn her stuff.
Jamie Rupranana said she often finds needles on the fabric rolls she puts outside.
They're all over here. It's like, look, and this guy, look, he has the needle in his mouth, like right next to the fabric outside. He's the one who threatened to burn down the place.
Outreach workers hand out clean needles here, and she believes that's why so many users keep coming. Marla Diamond, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM in the South Bronx.
Congressman Richie Torres has written a letter to the mayor saying the NYPD needs to shut this down.
I saw the situation with my own eyes, and I saw no evidence of intervention on the part of the city. No health intervention, no police intervention, nothing. It was simply a scene of lawlessness and disorder.
In response, City Hall released a statement that said in part, "We are aware of the concerns Congressman Torres raised in his letter and look forward to partnering with him to ensure a safer, more livable city for all New Yorkers." Wednesday News Time 5:44. On this 23rd anniversary of the 9/11 terror attacks, the annual reading of the names of those killed was held at the memorial downtown. Relatives were on hand, along with President Biden, Vice President Harris, former President Trump, former Mayor Mike Bloomberg.
Among the hundreds here, Maggie Hannon. She was born in 2003 and never met her late old Mike Hannon. She's just coming to the anniversary ceremony. These last 3 years out of high school has meant a lot to her.
So even though I never met him, I always felt a special connection to him. And reading his name and being able to say a few words was like my way of. But now since coming here, I feel like we've gotten to be even a little. I don't know how to word it, but gotten even closer to my uncle. Just being able to look at his name, like be here.
Her Uncle Mike had worked at Marsh McLennan in the North Tower, and that morning had actually come in when he wasn't supposed to. He switched shift so a colleague could have the day. One shot, 1010 Wins, 92.3 FM. That's the September 11th memorial.
An observation was also held at the Pentagon, where 184 people were killed. Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General C.Q. Brown.
There are many accounts of people running back into the burning rubble, pulling people to safety, only to go back in and save more. Leaders who guided their teammates to safety, navigating the hot ash and smoke. Others had to be restrained by security to stop them from going back in once again.
On Long Island, an annual early morning service was held in Nassau County.
Ava Kirshner lost her firefighter father 2 years ago because of a 9/11 related illness.
The stories I heard from my dad were deep and horrible and haunting. I can only imagine what it was like that day.
And many here at this sunrise service on the beach and Point Lookout talked about what could have been if their loved one did not die.
Unfortunately, I got to become a grandfather. She would be now to 6 kids.
It breaks my heart. Michael Kiefer was just recently engaged, and he was without a family by now and kids.
Carol Gies holds up a necklace with her firefighter husband's photo inside.
Still hurts, even the days prior to working up to. It's not easy.
Sophia Hall, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM in Point Lookout, Long Island.
Wednesday News Time 5:46. Work is beginning tonight on a new protected bike lane in Brooklyn.
Cyclists can soon take a deep breath of relief as Bedford Avenue is going to be transformed from Dean Street to Flushing Avenue. This busy 1.5 mile stretch is going to have protected bike lanes, pedestrian plazas, and even loading zones for trucks on the road. All of this happening by the end of the year. Bikers say they're ready to say goodbye to dodging speeding buses and cars.
You definitely just have to be aware at all times. I try to ride and be as safe as I possibly can. As a driver, it is easy to sometimes just forget that there could literally be someone right next to you.
Construction is expected to wrap up by the end of the year, And Bedford Avenue may still be loud, but the DOT says it's on the road to becoming much safer. Mary Lynn Buckley, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM in Bed-Stuy.
Wins News Time 5:47.
You deserve sunglasses that can keep up with your active lifestyle. Whether you're on the water, hitting the trails, or soaking up the sun, Shade & Precision Eyewear provides superior protection and clarity. Life's too short to compromise on quality. Visit SeeBetterPlayBetter.com.
Did you know that Drees Homes will build on your land? Whether you want to live on 5 acres in a custom community or even rebuild a new home on your existing site, Drees does that. Introducing Elevate by Drees Homes, where legendary craftsmanship and experience means your home will be delivered in less time and at a fraction of the custom price. So before you embark on your custom home building journey, elevate your expectations and explore more at elevatebydrees.com.
Baseball season is heating up. Odyssey covered with the most entertaining coverage of your team. Stay locked in and in the local voices you trust. Stream your favorite shows for free on the Odyssey app, Odyssey.com, or on your smart speaker.
1010 Wins.
What I need to know.
When I need to know.
When I need to know.
1010 Wins. On 92.3 FM.
Country roads, take me home.
The beauty of a short drive to West Virginia is all the beauty that surrounds you when you're here. Immerse yourself in vibrant fall colors with a cozy cabin or lodge stay in West Virginia's state parks. Visit wvstateparks.com.
Take me home, country roads.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up for our 5th grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Miles Motor Oil are rollback at Walmart.
Claim Sequence 9 test and high-load conditions versus AISP test list.
Wins News Time 5:49. It's a love story for Vote.gov. Taylor Swift drove nearly 338,000 people to the site after she endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris and Tim Walz last night. That's as of 2 this afternoon. A spokesperson for the U.S. Government Services Administration cited the custom URL created and shared by Swift on her Instagram post. Vote.gov does not register voters, but instead directs visitors to their local state election websites for more specific voting information. Kamala Harris, meanwhile, says, let's debate again. Donald Trump, not so sure.
The former president had been urging more debate, but after not telling Fox News, he's now having second thoughts.
I am not trying to do it because I want to play a lot. I think we let it settle in and let's see what happens.
The Harris campaign, which had previously indicated it wouldn't agree to another forum with Trump, now says the vice president is ready for a second face-off. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
And the first ballots are being sent out.
Alabama has begun mailing ballots to absentee voters for the November 5th election, beating North Carolina, which was supposed to begin sending theirs out last Friday. That was delayed because of the need to remove Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s name. Absentee ballots are the only way to vote besides going to the polls on Election Day in Alabama with strict conditions. The first in-person voting for the fall election will begin next week in a handful of states.
Correspondent Michael Toscano. Wins News Time 5:51. Time for expanded traffic, including the Hatfield Transit Desk. Here's Greg Rice.
Now, we'll get to the outbound Holland Tunnel in a minute. You shouldn't, but the transit situation right now, you've got issues on the FQ 2 and 6 trains. LIRR scattered delays on the Oyster Bay and Montauk branches. Metro North and New Jersey Transit, everything is on or close to schedule. Now, the outbound side of the Holland, the disaster continues. You got the left lane still blocked in the outbound Holland. This breakdown they've been dealing with all hour, even with some traffic trickling out of town. It is a 60 to 90-minute backup in lower Manhattan, trying to get you to the outbound side of the Holland. The outbound Lincoln, 30 to 45, so technically that's better. Inbound Holland, you got an exit for the Skyway. Outbound Skyway, right lane out of Broadway in Jersey City. Inbound George is all right. Cross Bronx are running an hour out of the Broadway interchange. Looking at the Whitestone Bridge, it's the right ride across the Upper East River in either direction. You got the Cross Island messy south all the way to UBS. You've got the VMAs there tonight, and that's only going to make things worse. East side of Manhattan, southbound side of the FDR Drive, we are still dealing with this crash. You've got at least one lane out, and it looks like the right lane is blocked, and that's why things remain slow. From the RFK, another crash along the way in the 70s. Eastbound on the Long Island Expressway before the Grand Central Parkway. We're also still looking at a crash involving a couple of trucks blocking the two middle lanes. Traffic is sponsored by Hatfield. I'm Greg Rice, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Ready to 4-day forecast sponsored by the Bronx Beat from the Bronx Economic Development Corporation. Here's meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Lori, it is going to consider to be a mostly clear night tonight after what's been a very sunny day today. Temperatures have gotten well into the 70s. We will drop down to 62 in the city tonight, mid to upper 50s for a low in most suburbs. There will be some patches of fog developing, especially north and west of the city. After any of those patches of early day, lots of sun, high temperature close to 8 degrees, mainly cleared tomorrow night, and we'll again see some patches of fog develop outside of the low 65 in the summer night. It'll still get to the 50s in many suburbs, and just not much change into the weekend. High pressure is going to be dominating our weather. Wet pattern just not really moving all that much. That's going to keep us in a spot. Lots of sunshine Friday, high near 80, and a fairly warm weekend for the middle of September, but not all that humid. We'll have a lot of sunshine, it looks like, both days, with a high temperature around 82 degrees. 75 and sunny right now in Midtown. We're going down to 62. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson on New York's weather station, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
Wednesday News Time, 5:54. We have an update to a story we told you about a couple of weeks ago on 1010 Winds, when a 4-year-old boy visiting a museum in Israel accidentally smashed a Bronze-era jar. That jar, dating back to 1500 BC, is back on display today at the Hecht Museum in Haifa. After restoration experts were able to piece it back together, the boy's father said in that moment when he heard the crash, "Please let that not be my child." Miami Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill speaking out today about that traffic stop over the weekend.
The Miami-Dade Police Department released body cam footage of the incident, showing the officer pulling him over Sunday morning.
Hey! Keep your window down.
Things escalated from there, and Hill was pulled out of the car, placed on the ground, and handcuffed. After the team's practice today, Hill told reporters,
"I feel like I handled myself well in that situation, but obviously, like I said, I can be better."
He believes this could be a learning experience.
In football, how we get better from things is we watch the tape and we get better from it, you know? And this instance, we should do the same.
Hey, football fans, you want the real deal, the raw, unfiltered truth about everything going down in the NFL? Join Mark Schlereth, 3-time Super Bowl champ, on the Stinkin' Truth podcast. He's breaking it all down for you. No punches pulled. From the game-changing moments that won or lost a game to the player evaluations, this is analysis you won't hear anywhere else. Mark's got you covered, so strap in and get ready for the ride, because this isn't your average football podcast. Follow the Stinkin' Truth in the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Stream the best of British TV on BritBox. Watch captivating dramas and great mysteries, whether it's entire series of massive hits like Sherlock and Vera, or seasons of originals like The Responder, starring international Emmy winner Martin Freeman, or an extraordinary selection of beloved treasures featuring Idris Elba, Jodie Comer, Matthew McFadden, Benedict Cumberbatch, and more. Only on BritBox. Watch with a free trial at BritBox.com.
Wednesday News Time, 5:56. Now, Bloomberg Money Watch.
As home prices keep rising, the cost of getting the money to finance one is down again. Mortgage Bankers Association today says U.S. mortgage rates slid last week to the lowest level since February of last year. The average 30-year fixed rate slid to 6.29%. Ninth week in a row of falling rates. That helped fuel a nearly 2% increase in home purchase loan applications last week and a 1% increase in refi applications. Indiana's Valparaiso University wants to upgrade its freshman dorms, a plan that would cost anywhere from $12 to $20 million. But while many schools in its position would look to borrow money, Valpo has received court approval to raise it by selling 3 works of art from its Broward Museum of Art, most notably Rust Red Hills by Georgia O'Keeffe. That painting alone has an estimated worth of as much as $15 million. Wall Street's indexes tanked, then reversed. The Dow rises 125 by the close, Nasdaq up 370, S&P up 59. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. Amanda O'Day for 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Fantasy freaks and geeks. What's cracking? It's your boy James Coe back with my brand new project, the Sleeper King Football Podcast. Look, I get it, okay? There's a lot of fantasy pods out there, but we're going to keep this one light. 15 to 20 minutes, 4 to 5 times a week. And man, we are going to pack it with all the info you need. Season long, weekly projections, and of course, sleepers. Follow and listen to the Sleeper King Football Podcast on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Building big readers in Brooklyn, conquering chemistry in Queens, shaking up STEM in Staten Island. In every corner of every borough, New York City Public Schools are ready for an exciting new year.
This is Michael Mulgrew, president of the United Federation of Teachers, the UFT. The new school year is always filled with big challenges and bold ideas, new friends and familiar faces. And the heart of our public schools, the dedicated educators and staff, never miss a beat.
Working side by side to create classrooms that are welcoming and safe, lifting students up by meeting them where they are. But the hard work starts long before the first bell rings.
We're working to lower class sizes and won't stop until all our students get the resources they need to succeed. Alongside parents and the community, we'll keep on making New York City Public Schools a place where every child in every neighborhood can learn, grow, and thrive.
A message from the UFT.
Football isn't just a game, it's a game we're trying to win. I'm Josta on Cash the Ticket. We help you turn every matchup into an opportunity, whether it's college football or the NFL. If there's action, we're on it. Get your winning edge with Cash the Ticket. Follow Cash the Ticket in the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
WINSFM and HD1 New York.
Always live on the free Odyssey app.
1010 Wins AccuWeather says we have another lovely evening ahead of us. Clear, comfortable, low 62. Sunshine tomorrow, high 80. AccuWeather says these gorgeous conditions will be with us straight through Monday. More people get their news from 1010 Wins than from any other radio station in the nation. Tanya Mercado is our service aide. Swetina Kakar is at the editor's desk. I'm Lori Madden.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM, New York.
Good evening, 77 degrees now. At 6 o'clock, I'm Larry Mullins, and here's what's happening tonight. Rampant drug use and nobody's doing anything about it? Congressman Richie Torres says that's exactly what's going on up in the Bronx. Got a letter off to the mayor and police commissioner asking them, guys, what the heck? We'll have more in a moment. Commemorating the day our world changed today, hundreds packing into lower Manhattan, including President Biden, to remember the events of 9/11. Also today, the Pakistani national accused of plotting to kill a U.S. political figure, formally indicted on terror charges. Still no mention of who he was targeting. We'll also tell you what it might cost you to buy a home here in New York and what kind of paycheck you'll need to even say hi to a realtor. And singer Justin Timberlake expected to man up this Friday and pleading guilty to charges of drunk driving earlier this summer up in the Hamptons. 1010 Wins AccuWeather, mostly clear skies on this Wednesday night. We will get down to a low of 62 degrees. Wins News Time 6:01, and from your Mercedes-Benz of Edison.com traffic center now, we've got expanded traffic. Greg Rice.
Well, for just over an hour, we dealt with this broken down truck in the outbound side of the Holland. We first got word at 4:53. They cleared it at 5:55. That was after a couple of intermittent closures, in addition to having one lane shut the whole time in the outbound Holland. So what does it leave you with? A 60 to 90-minute ride out of lower Manhattan at the outbound Holland because of this truck they just couldn't get rid of. And once you get back to New Jersey, run to the Newark Bay. They now have the right lane out either way on the Skyway in Jersey City at Broadway because of a crash. The Lincoln into the city is about 15 minutes. The outbound Lincoln tunnel's a 30 to 45-minute ride, so better than the Holland. Citybound George, an extra 15 to 20 on the upper, a little better on the lower. Upper level of the inbound George got worse because of an earlier crash on the Cross Bronx near Sheridan Boulevard. Southbound Deegan right now, that's the best way out of town. Double trouble on the southbound east side of Manhattan. South southbound FDR at East 71st Street. Multi-car wreck has the right lane out. And then on the southbound FDR near Waterside Plaza, you've got what looks like a second crash on the right lane. So the downtown-bound west side, that treats you better. Long Island Expressway eastbound before the Van Wyck, we're looking at an accident blocking 2 middle lanes. A couple of trucks tied up in that and a bad ride all the way back to the BQE. You've got the MTV Video Music Awards in Queens tonight over at UBS, and that's part, if not the whole reason, the Cross Island's a southbound mess from Francis Lewis Boulevard all the way past the arena. Stay with the southbound Clearview for as long as you can instead. Now the Odyssey Lottery recap presented by Jackpocket. Powerball is now $134 million and Mega Millions is now $20 million. Order official state lottery games on your phone. Must be 18 or older to play. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY. I'm Greg Rice, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
A Bronx lawmaker is appealing directly to Mayor Adams tonight for help with what he called an open-air drug market that's been causing trouble in his district. That's putting it mildly.
I saw the situation with my own eyes, and I saw no evidence of intervention on the part of the city. No health intervention, no police intervention, nothing. It was simply a scene of lawlessness and disorder.
That's Congressman Richie Torres saying folks are wilding out, just openly selling and using drugs on Melrose Avenue in the South Bronx. So 1010 Win sent Marla Diamond up there to check it out. Oh, boy.
Business owners here along Melrose Avenue say the problem began about 5 or 6 months ago, and they are at wit's end.
We got to pick up garbage. We got to remove them. We have to call cops. They vomit. They poop. They do everything you could think about out here.
Jamie Rup-Renana said she routinely arrives in the morning to find used needles in front of her gate.
And it's not easy for our customers, especially because they are older folk. So when they see them, and some of them don't even have T-shirts, they're half naked. They don't want to come up. They're really scared.
In the time that I was here, I saw people injecting themselves in the open and several people lying on the sidewalk as children walked by on their way home from school. Marla Diamond, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM in the South Bronx.
Torres says, why does it seem like public safety and public health up in the Bronx isn't a priority? He's asking the mayor, the Department of Health, and the NYPD to step it up. In a statement, City Hall tells 1010 Wins they're aware of the letter and that they look forward to working with Torres to try to make things right. To Lower Manhattan now, and 23 years have gone by. That's how long it's been. Believe it or not, all our lives changed with the attacks on the World Trade. And each year since then, New Yorkers have paused to reflect and remember all those we lost. Newsman Glenn Schuck speaking with 9/11 families as the traditional names were read today.
Michael Massaroli of Staten Island was just 38 years old, working at Cantor Fitzgerald that day when he lost his life, leaving behind young children, including a 2-month-old baby and his wife, Diane, and his remains were never found.
That's not my reasoning for coming, that this is his resting place, because I never, received anything to bury, or, I'm not able to go to a cemetery. So I feel like this is where he is. So that's why I come every year.
For the Hannon family from Long Island, they mourned Michael Hannon, who worked at Marsh McLennan in the North Tower.
He was a great friend to many, great brother to me and my brother and sister, great son to my mother and father, just an all-around very good person.
During these moments of silence, you can hear many in the crowd sobbing. Glenn Schuck, 1010 Wins, 92.3 FM at the September 11th Memorial.
And not all the activity confined to the World Trade on this solemn day. 1010 Wins also at the Intrepid today, where many came to transform the anniversary of this date into the nation's largest day of service.
Okay, are we ready to do this box? Where's the box? I didn't ring the bell.
That was the team spirit here at the Intrepid. Row upon row of tables and volunteers putting meal packs together on this 9/11 day of service. Companies from the tri-state area participating. Dee Dee is here every year. She was working in a Citibank office on Wall Street, ran through the smoke and debris to escape.
Wanted to turn it around and give back, turn around the negative feelings, emotions, and experiences.
And help others. Juliet Papa, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Yeah, 6,000 volunteers counted for that event. Thank you, sirs. Thank you, ma'ams. Well, they indicted the Pakistani guy arrested recently after an alleged failed attempt to kill a U.S. politician. He's charged with terrorism now. 46-year-old Asif Mirshan is officially charged with attempting to commit an act of terrorism that transcends national boundaries, as well as a murder-for-hire plot, according to court docs. Authorities say he targeted a U.S. politician, didn't say who, and another official. Investigators say his potential targets, though, included people on both sides of the political aisle. They say Mirshan's alleged plot involved 2 hitmen, 25 actors who were going to fake a protest and create chaos around the time of the murder, and a lady who would take care of reconnaissance, is what it says. But the assassins he allegedly dealt with turned out to be undercover cops. Surprise! Court documents also say Mirshan forfeited cell phones, a laptop, and several $1,000s in cash after his arrest. Street Easy says, at least they've come out with a report which says what kind of paycheck you would need to buy a home here in the city. At nearly $212,000, it's 3 times higher than the national market, but it's still about $11,000 less than it was last year, thanks to recent declines in mortgage rates. They say Manhattan ranked the highest, followed by Brooklyn, of course, the Bronx, Staten Island, and then Queens. Also making headlines tonight, it appears JT has decided to fess up to recent drunk driving charges up in the Hamptons.
The Suffolk County DA's office is expecting Justin Timberlake to walk into the Sag Harbor courthouse on Friday and take a plea deal in his drunk driving case that has made national headlines. It was on June 18th that Timberlake is accused of driving drunk on Madison Street in the Village in his new BMW. His mugshot shows bloodshot eyes. The officer on the scene says the pop star also had a strong odor of alcohol on his breath. Timberlake told police he had 1 martini and was following his friends home. The officer says he failed a field sobriety test. The 43-year-old refused a breathalyzer test. His attorney right now had no comment. Sophia Hall, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM in Suffolk County, Long Island.
And we'll be back in just a moment. Wins News Time 6:09.
Baseball is in full swing. NBA playoffs are heating up, and your NFL team is gearing up for training camp. Listen to the latest on the teams you love here on the Odyssey app. The biggest sports radio stations in the country, providing unrivaled local coverage of their teams, all in one place. Exclusive interviews with players, coaches, and team executives, streaming live and always available on demand. Stay in the know with your favorite teams right here on the Odyssey app.
Drees Homes is not your cookie-cutter home builder. We build homes that fit your life.
Great. Can we add a big laundry room with a dog wash?
Oh, absolutely.
Ooh, how about a moat?
Oh, honey.
A moat?
With a drawbridge.
Do not listen to him.
While a moat might be a stretch, Drees Homes likes your style. And for a limited time, we're offering below-market rate financing to get you started on your new build.
So, no moat?
How about a man cave?
Oh, I like that.
Get started today. Visit us at dreeshomes.com. We like your style.
Approved oil has the lowest rates in the 5 boroughs. Lock in today at freezetherate.com. When's News Time 6:10. Traffic and AccuWeather coming up next.
Hey, Uline.
Drees Homes is not your cookie-cutter home builder. We build homes to fit your life.
Great. Can we add a big laundry room with a wash?
Oh, absolutely.
Ooh, how about a moat?
Oh, honey.
A moat?
With a drawbridge.
Do not listen to him.
While a moat might be a stretch, Drees Homes likes your style. And for a limited time, we're offering below-market rate financing to get you started on your new build.
So, no moat?
How about a man cave?
Oh, I like that.
Get started today. Visit us at dreeshomes.com. We like your style.
I'm John Oran, Puck's sports correspondent, and I have a new podcast called The Varsity, where I will take you inside the executive suites and owners' boxes that run the entire sports business. Twice a week, I will bring on the smartest people I know to break down the hottest topics in sports media and give you a window into the inside conversations that are happening throughout sports media. So be sure to follow and listen to The Varsity Podcast, available now on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Wins News Time 6:11 from the Mercedes-Benz of Edison.com Traffic Center now. Expanded traffic with Greg Rice.
We go right to Lower Manhattan. The outbound Holland Tunnel is an absolute mess at this hour. A 60 to 90-minute backup in Lower Manhattan. We had earlier closures at the Holland. It took them over an hour to finally get rid of a truck that broke down inside the tunnel, and that's why the ride at the outbound Holland is so bad. It's not good, but it's better at the outbound Lincoln. 30 to 45 minutes out of town, so do that instead. Inbound, you want the Lincoln too. Either other way, the Skyway is at an absolute standstill into Broadway because of a crash block in the right lane in either direction. And through Jersey City, truck route 1 and 9 northbound, getting up to 440. You got a crash, and you've got the right lane out. Rest of the bridges and tunnels, here's what you need to know. Citybound George, no more than a few minutes on either level. Cross Bronx, the absolute worst of it out. It'll run you an hour from the Bruckner interchange. West Side Highway slammed out of the 50s on up, and the east side of town is worse with the FDR and Harlem River Drive crawling out of the 130s. Deegan southbound messy from the west 230s down to Yankee Stadium in advance of tonight's game. That's also what has the northbound Deegan crowded getting up towards Yankee Stadium. Outer Bridge crossing Jersey bound. We are looking at a broken down car that has the right lane out. Goethals to the southbound Turnpike. Better ride getting you back home to and through New Jersey. I'm Greg Rice, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Thank you, G. And now your 1010 Wins AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Meteorologist Brian Thompson now with this live report.
Well, Larry, a lot of sunshine still across the area right now after a very sunny day and a very pleasant day, too. It's going to be a very nice evening. Temperatures already starting to fall back through the 70s. And we'll see temperatures get down into the 60s later on this evening. About 62 for a low temperature tonight in Midtown. Many suburbs, though, still getting down into the mid to upper 50s. So still a pretty comfortable night under a mostly clear sky. Some patches of fog will develop, especially north and west of the city. Another nice day tomorrow with a lot of sunshine. High temperature up near 80 and mainly cleared tomorrow night. Low 65 in the city, still dropping down into the 50s in many suburbs where, again, there could be some patches of fog into early Friday. It'll be mostly sunny and a warm day Friday, highs back up near 80, and more dry, sunny weather, it looks like, for the weekend. High temperature around 82 both Saturday and Sunday. A little warm for the middle of September, but not all that humid. Right now, 73 degrees. Right now, we have a sunny sky in Midtown, and we're going down to 62 tonight. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson on New York's weather station, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
The MTV VMAs tonight at 8. I'll tell you more about it when we come back. When's News Time, 6:14.
It's not just about watching a game. It's about betting. I'm Lenny, and on Catch the Ticket, Jim Costa and I break down every college football and NFL matchup like it's the last game we're ever going to watch. From the best bets to the sneaky underdogs, and of course, as my co-host likes to say, the value. And the one thing we're not going to do is pretend we're professionals. We have fun with it. It's an entertainment product, and it makes watching games a hell of a lot of fun. So Cash the Ticket, follow it in the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you have a loved one living with a developmental disability who needs barrier-free housing, medical care, and recreational support? Spectrum for Living is here to help ensure your loved one experiences a fulfilling and meaningful life. Created by families for families, Spectrum for Living has been providing specialized housing, day programs, and 24/7 nursing care to adults with developmental disabilities for more than 40 years. Visit spectrumforliving.org or call 201-358-8000. That's spectrumforliving.org or call 201-358-8000.
When's News Time, 6:15. Downtown, they're looking at a proposed amendment to the Administrative Code, which studies the impacts of slavery here in the city and recommending potential reparations.
The first big step is figuring out what impact slavery had in New York City, even after it was abolished. Councilmember Farrah Lewis is seeing what is referred to as slavery legacies today.
When it came to redlining, we're dealing with that till now. When it came to segregation of schools, that's still impacting Black and brown family members here in our city.
All of those things that sort of have stemmed from the harms of government in the Black community.
Councilmember Crystal Hudson says helping the most marginalized communities benefits everyone. Money, legal services, and medical services are on the table for relatives of slaves, along with more symbolic gestures like public apologies and memorials. Mac Rosenberg, 1010 Wins. I'm 92.3 FM.
In other news, as if it wasn't already hard enough to put something in Mini-Me and Mini-Mo's stomach, there's controversy now over what some are calling the hefty fees parents are being charged for school lunches when they pay electronically.
As schools increasingly use cashless payment systems, more utilize processing companies that charge as much as $3.25 per transaction, according to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. The report finds that while schools are required to offer a fee-free option to pay by cash or check, that's not always communicated to parents. Parents can request that school districts negotiate down the fees with their payment processing company or request that the school district cover the fees directly.
My goodness, the school bus fee, the lunch fee, the fee. Parents are like, Sugar Dumpling, you're going to have to get a job to pay for your own lunch as a professional milk taster or Jell-O pudding pro or something or other. It's just too expensive. The VMAs are tonight, and they're expecting Kamala Harris's latest endorser to pick up her own endorsement as the most awarded musician in VMA history. That would be Miss Taylor Swift, and Swifties are thrilled to know that their idol leads all nominations with 12, 8 of them for her Fortnite video, and 2 social categories and nods in the Best Pop and Artist of the Year. Her Fortnite collaborator, Post Malone, follows her with 11 nominations. He's nominated along with Swift 10 times and earned his 11th nomination for his country hit, Had Some Help, which features Morgan Wallen. The VMA start tonight at 8, coming from UBS Arena. Megan Thee Stallion is hosting the event. Well, once upon a time, when you mentioned soup, you immediately thought of the brand name Campbell. But guess who's dropping the soup from their name now?
Soup may be good food, but Campbell's plans to drop the soup from its name to become the Campbell's Company. Its CEO announcing that, saying the company will focus on its other packaged foods like Goldfish crackers, V8 beverages, and Prego sauces. Campbell's plans to seek shareholder approval for the name change at its annual meeting. Campbell's was the first to sell canned soup more than a century ago. The company's cans even featured in iconic pop art by Andy Warhol.
Yeah, they still haven't said if that means they're going to drop the word soup from the front of their can, so we'll be eating cream of mushroom blank. Back in a sec. When's news time? 6:18.
Drees Homes is not your cookie-cutter home builder. We build homes to fit your life.
Great. Can we add a big laundry room with a dog wash?
Oh, absolutely.
Ooh, how about a moat?
Oh, honey.
A moat?
With a drawbridge.
Do not listen to him.
While a moat might be a stretch, Drees Homes likes your style. And for a limited time, we're offering below-market rate financing to get you started on your new build.
So, no moat?
How about a man cave?
Oh, I like that.
Get started today. Visit us at DreesHomes.com. We like your style.
Hey, fantasy football owners, I'm Matt Harmon. And what's cracking? I'm James Coe. Join us on Reception Perception as we dive deep into wide receivers, the position that will make or break your fantasy team. Follow and listen to Reception Perception on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Attention, New York homeowners. Want to sell your home for more than it's currently worth? Now you can with Century 21 Realty Specialist Fix It and List It program. Here's how it works. First, we do a pre-listing evaluation of your home to identify key repairs and improvements to increase your home selling price. Then we create a plan, use our preferred contractors, manage the project, even advance the money ourselves, and get repaid at closing. That's right. We pay for your home's repairs and improvements before it's listed, so you can get top dollar for your home. For more information or a fix it and list it evaluation of your home, call 800-800-0616. That's 800-800-0616. We make it simple. We'll fix it, we'll list it, and you'll get top dollar using our money and resources. For more information or a fix it and list it evaluation of your home, call 800-800-0616. That's 800-800-0616. New York State Licensed Real Estate Broker. Results vary. Terms and conditions apply.
Fantasy freaks and geeks. What's cracking? It's your boy James Coe back with my brand new project, the Sleeper King Football Podcast. Look, I get it, okay? There's a lot of fantasy pods out there, but we're going to keep this one light, 15 to 20 minutes, 4 to 5 times a week, and man, we are going to pack it with all the info you need. Season-long, weekly projections, and of course, sleepers. Follow and listen to the Sleeper King Football Podcast on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Still, the station you know, the people you trust.
All news, all time. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Market 75 degrees and sunny skies here at 620. I'm Larry Mullins, and here's what's happening tonight. So you hear about the new drugstore up in Melrose? Actually, Congressman Richie Torres says there's an open-air illegal drug market operating in the Bronx. He's kind of miffed about it, that nobody's doing anything about it, he says. We'll have the story in a moment. Formal ceremonies have ended now down at the World Trade, but the commemoratives and the thoughts of loved ones and friends we'd lost in the attacks will never be forgotten. Lingering thoughts of a day which changed us all, coming right up. Also today, Bed-Stuy getting new bike lanes. Yeah, they started to do the work to install miles of protected bike lanes. The milling is underway as we speak for that much-talked-about project there. Get your appetites ready, everybody, and head for Little Italy tomorrow night. The Feast of Denaro begins, and you can smell the scent, the great food just riding down Canal Street up near Mont. Oh, my goodness. And of course, you're wondering what impact Taylor Swift had on the 2024 vote after her endorsement last night. Ready for this? About 338,000 people went straight to vote.gov. That's the government's website, which tells people how to register. 1010 Winds accurate. The mostly clear skies, dropping down to a low of 62 degrees tonight. Winds news time 6:21, and from your Mercedes-Benz of Edison.com traffic center, expanded traffic now. Here's Greg Rice.
What a mess it's been and continues to be out of lower Manhattan. We had the outbound Holland, if not subject to closure, then fully shut for over an hour during rush hour. And as you can imagine, left behind is about a 60 to 90 minute ride on all fronts to the outbound side of the Holland Tunnel. Outbound Skyway, inbound Skyway, either way, awful through Jersey City. That's because of a crash that has the right lane out either way. Newark Bay, worth every penny. Citybound, the Lincoln Tunnel is about an extra 15 minutes, 30 to 45 on the outbound ride, so not great, but better than the Holland. Citybound George is all right. Cross Bronx, a standstill out of the Bruckner interchange, getting you out of town. East side of Manhattan, still double trouble on the southbound FDR Drive south at East 71st Street. You've got a crash there peeling off the right lane. And further downtown, southbound FDR East 20th Street, a couple of cars tied up in a crash in the right lane, downtown bound West Side Highway. Better idea. Here's what we see on Long Island's Big Three. Northern State nasty either way because of a crash west of South Oyster Bay Road. Long Island Expressway eastbound with company to the Seaford Oyster Bay, but still the better option in the area. And the Southern State Parkway extra slow eastbound from Fletcher Avenue all the way on out towards Route 110. Traffic is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan. I'm Greg Rice, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
In case we haven't met, I'm Dino Colombo. I represent people hurt by a truck. It's what we do every day. Justice isn't just a word, it's your right. We'll stand up for you when others can't. Hurt by a truck? Call Colombo Law.
Congressman Richie Torres says, hey, there's an open-air drug market in the South Bronx up here. We going to do anything about it? He fired off a letter to Mayor Adams almost demanding such from the mayor to step up and enforce the law.
Eric Adams is the mayor of New York. He's in charge of the NYPD. He's in charge of the Department of Health. He should be deploying police officials and health officials to address the crisis that's raging on at Melrose Avenue.
Yeah, he's talking about Melrose between East 149th Street and 150th Streets, which is a major commercial center up in the Bronx. Torres says that area is a known hotspot for drugs, saying needles litter the area and people are just using drugs all willy-nilly like it's nothing, not even trying to hide it. 1010 Win sent Marla Diamond up there, and she says, yeah, they're all over the place. I'm looking at people shooting up in front of me. Well, his letter goes on to say, quote, acceptance of unfettered drug use on Melrose as though it were an inevitable fact of life sends a dangerous message that public safety and health in the Bronx is not a priority, calling it a scene of lawlessness and disorder. An Adams spokeswoman says, yeah, we're aware of the letter and Torres's concerns as we're looking forward to partnering with him to ensure a safe and livable city. Well, the day where we paused and remembered those we lost in the 9/11 attacks today, hundreds flocking near One World Trade today, including President Biden paying respects for what happened here 23 years ago. And on this day, as the names are being read, the sting we all felt remains fresh. Some people we spoke with who lost loved ones say, yeah, as it should be, never forget. Glenn Schuck tonight.
Craig Hannon and his family from Lynbrook continue to come to the ceremony every year to mourn his brother Mike. Well, Michael worked at Marshall McLennan in the North Tower and was supposed to be his day off.
He was supposed to be in training in Midtown Manhattan, switched with a girl that he worked with. Unfortunately, he was at the wrong place at the wrong time.
19-year-old Maggie Hannon here for her uncle.
So even though I never met him, I always felt